We are finally heading into Royal Rumble tonight, and let's just get a video out of the way. Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens' feud has honestly been very brilliant. I mean, Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens have been conducting this feud, and it took a very interesting turn on SmackDown this week. Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens do this big interview segment where they're in separate rooms, that kind of thing, and it looks like it's going to boil over, but it's the Samoa Joe Brock Lesnar style. But there's an interesting thing about Roman Reigns' character, as it has taken a new turn on everything in recent months. Ever since he turned heel and became the tribal chief, or the mob boss, or the mad dog. And they're set to have a last man standing match tonight, which is awesome. So they do this big angle where they're going to have an interview segment, and it leads into some intense moments where Roman Reigns cuts this promo on Kevin Owens where he asks him, "Tell me about your father. Who was he?" And Kevin Owens is just easily bothered by it because here's the thing about Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is Roman Reigns' perfect foil in this storyline, at least. Because really look at it from their perspectives. They're both family men. They care about their families. Roman Reigns in real life was admitted in an interview that he was willing to end his career if it meant his family could be safe in the COVID era. He was willing to walk away from the WWE. All they have given him, all the power they gave him in that short amount of time he's been there, when compared to wrestlers who've been there for a longer period of time and are still waiting to get a chance. Compare all that, and now he was willing to throw it all away for his family. Now you got Kevin Owens, the prize fighter, who has occasionally admitted that he does all these heinous acts in order to get the title, in order to provide for his family. There's so much similarities and whatnot to it, and Kevin Owens has admitted in his feud with Roman Reigns that he because of those acts he committed, he's burned so many bridges with wrestlers that he wouldn't even get help. Adam Pearce is like his only friend, and even then that's on thin ice at times when Kevin Owens beat the holy hell out of Vince, and reportedly there was an actual consideration Vince could wrestle Kevin Owens, which would have been a murder. We would have witnessed a murder on live television, and I'm pretty sure fans would have been cheering for that. Because, everyone loves Vince these days. So, you got that angle, and now you got these two now colliding in this feud, where now they're bringing in their family relationship. Roman Reigns being the tribal head of the table, the main man, when Dwayne Johnson can't do anything because Hollywood's breathing down his neck, so we can't do that yet. As awesome as that would be. But now Roman Reigns is like being all this smug, arrogant mob boss, being all powerful with his manager behind him, Paul Heyman, his special counsel, and it's just fun. It's fun. It's awesome. And I love the suit Roman Reigns wears every time. These expensive suits, like, look at me. I'm all powerful. I know all and I see all. I have eyes and ears everywhere. You can't stop the tribal chief, because I am the WWE. And it just leads into this intense angle where Kevin Owens is getting riled up as Roman Reigns continues to bash his family, his father, his grandfathers, his mother, and his wife and kids, and how much Kevin Owens was willing to sacrifice since he had also left WWE for a time because of the virus and was not going to come back unless they, actually did testings. Because that was the reported reason. Kevin Owens came back because WWE was like, okay, what will it take for you to come back? I want you to actually take this virus seriously. Can you be for real, man? We don't take this virus seriously. Vince McMahon has edicted it, and if we do anything that defies him, he will kill us. I mean, he can't, but he will try. And so really look at it from this perspective, in this meta commentary, Kevin Owens desire to force WWE to take the virus a little bit more seriously than what they were actually doing, because what they were doing failed miserably, as in they just did temp checks and that's it, not really more extensive testings, or even did social distancing correctly until an outbreak happened, and then they took another outbreak, and it took 2 more outbreaks for it to happen, because of course we have to run this company by morons. But moving on from my critique on WWE and its handling of the pandemic, especially when bringing these aging veterans who are not as healthy as they used to be, especially Ric Flair, because that's just a stupid idea. So, yeah, they have this angle. So you could look at this from this perspective. Kevin Owens is inadvertently the reason Roman Reigns came back, because Roman Reigns, he had made his money. He had enough money to last him a lifetime, probably, for his family. So he could just walk out of WWE now, call it a career, or never come back, or at least wait until the virus is over. But he got, because Kevin Owens had demanded more extensive testings, it laid the foundation to get Roman Reigns to come back, especially under Roman Reigns now having more demanding power than ever, since now he can say, I want to turn heel. And I'm pretty sure Vince was resistant to the idea. But now, look at this. Look at this from Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns' perspective. They're both family men in the broadest sense of the term. Kevin Owens is a genuine, loving family man. Roman Reigns is the family man in terms of this is not personal, just strictly business. Of The Godfather, because let's be honest, if Roman Reigns was in a movie, he would honestly be a great mob boss, or a great mob boss hitman, because he just looks that intimidating. So now you get to see this feud explode more as Kevin Owens is more drilled in by Roman to keep bringing up his family, and then Kevin Owens breaks down and Roman Reigns is just like, I expected better. Turn this off. And then he turns it off, and it's just this awesome moment that Roman Reigns got to him. And then when I was realizing, I was thinking, this sounds oddly familiar in the broadest sense. This is honestly what Paul Heyman was trying to do to him when he was feuding with Brock Lesnar the first time ever, heading into 31, where Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar did their interview when the Raw episode closed down due to, weather conditions. And then they settled for, okay, we'll do these interview segments for this and air the Royal Rumble, which means everyone who did pay money for it, that was not the WWE Network, was screwed out of it big time. Yeah, I bet that was a good day. But, yeah. It does sound like that to me, because now it's like this feud means something more, because now Roman Reigns is taking after more Paul Heyman's advice. He's saying what Paul Heyman would say to him. When he brought up how The Rock failed to defeat Lesnar, how Roman Reigns could disappoint his family. That does sound like what Roman Reigns was channeling. He was calling back to when Paul Heyman used those words against him. But whereas Kevin Owens got affected by it, Roman Reigns was like, I'll answer that to Brock Lesnar. And he vowed to destroy Brock Lesnar and take a piece of it with him, even if he lost. And he kind of did, because by extension, he got to take away the WWE title from him via Seth Rollins' cash-in. Yeah, maybe The Miz will get involved in this. So now you got this great feud between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns, leading with a lot of dynamics between them being similar, and now it's going to build into a very violent last man standing match. If they went and did an I Quit match, I would honestly advocate, hey, can we get about as violent as The Rock and Mankind, but without the unnecessary brutal amount of steel chair shots to the head, because that's just stupid. But we can still go for destruction incarnate, right? Like, destroy the sound box and the equipment and just go all out in the violent department. Oh, if only. But yeah, Kevin Owens is going to take as much as he can from Roman in this feud, and I am going to enjoy this match. I probably will cover this match after the Royal Rumble, but that will ultimately depend on certain things going down the Rumble, because it will either be talking about the match, or I'll be talking about something that's complete and utter BS and makes me very mad and makes me have to make another sequel to Charlotte's video, which has gotten a positive reception. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I can't wait for tonight. I'm going to be chatting it up with my buddies from ATW. Shout out to all of them. This was Neo Reality presenting the WrestleVerse, Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns' Brilliant Feud. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other channels in the description below and in the search bar and the links that provided. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you all next time. Peace, take care, and let's have fun. Let's get ready to rumble!